The 2025 collector tins are almost here, and there's some interesting news with regards to their contents, and I felt that that was worth discussing. Hey there, kiddos, it's me, Uncle Frank, back on my nonsense. I hope that you are having a great day, and in today's video, we are jumping over to Yu-Gi-Oh! To discuss the upcoming Tins 2025 Mega Pack. I think it's what it's called. I want to say it's the 2025 collector tins, but I almost guarantee it's Mega Pack. Anyway, in these tins, there's a bit of a shocker, or at least something that took me by surprise, because, most of the time, Yu-Gi-Oh! Tins these days are full to the brim with reprints. Fancy reprints, sure, of existing cards that sometimes sorely need a reprint and other times don't. But this time appears to be a bit different because there is at least one new card in the 2025 tins. The Queen of the Blazing Domain, I think her name is. I'll put an image up on screen over here somewhere so you guys can go ahead and give it a read. But this is a bit of a shocker for me, personally, and there's a reason for it. You see, I feel like it's been a while since we've gotten new cards in a tin, and I know that this might be I know it might not be the easiest thing to comprehend, but once upon a time there was a time when tins weren't just massive reprint products. Once upon a time a tin was exactly that, just a box with some choice packs inside from around when the tin released, as well as one new card for the game. And let me tell you, some of those cards back in the day, some were junk, others were really cool. One of my favorite cards in the game, in fact, Total Defense Shogun, was a tin exclusive for the longest time. And yeah, tins, even back in the earliest days of the game, were a nice way to get reprints. Like Dark Magician Girl came from a tin at one point. There was a Blue Eyes tin, a Dark Magician tin. But some of the cooler tins were the ones, in my opinion, that had new cards in them. It was the way to access new cards. And I just thought that that was a neat little thing for the product line. And I feel like it's been a while since we've had new cards in a tin. I want to say 2011 with the Duelist pack tins for Yusei. I might be wrong about that. There's probably one more recent than that. All things considered, there's like a solid 5 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! History that I just was not paying attention to the game at all, so I'm sure that there's a few tins in there with new cards. It's just I personally feel like putting new cards in the tins, I like that a lot. Why do I like that? Because it gives the tins something to be more than a reprint set. For the last few years now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Tins have been nothing more than the Yu-Gi-Oh! Equivalent to Master sets from Magic the Gathering. That is a cheap and kind of greedy way to get mass reprints out to the player base, sometimes completely destroying the value of decks, and other times just giving players more of what they want. Depends on who you ask and what their opinion on the matter is, obviously. But I do like the angle of adding new cards to the set, and I'm curious to see if Queen of the Burning Domain is the only one, or if she's just one of several. Mostly because I know it's hard to believe, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Does still have some collectability to it. And putting new cards in a side product like a tin, especially if it's a mega pack, so you have to luck out and get it rather than just having a guarantee with the tin. I like that a lot because it adds some collectability to the tins itself, as well as some long-term potential value. Not a lot of potential value because it is still Yu-Gi-Oh! It is still Yu-Gi-Oh! But the potential is there, especially if Yu-Gi-Oh! does make a comeback. Fingers crossed, right? But yeah, this is just a quick video. I wanted to talk about this little bit of news. Mostly because it did shock me when I first heard that there was a new card in the tins. I was like, oh, that's neat. And I hope that you guys find it neat too, especially if there is more than just the one. I don't know if there is or not, but I'm hoping there is. Because I'm hoping that I want all sets for all card games to be successful. I'm especially hopeful that Yu-Gi-Oh sets start being successful from here on out, because I want the game to improve and succeed. And maybe it won't die. That's all I got for you kids today. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. I just realized that I did not do a skit for this video, so here is your skit.